In this digital age, where the world is at our fingertips, we're dreamers, we're believers, reaching for the stars, yeah. With AI by our side, possibilities endless and bright.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Guess what it is? It is a Friday. Welcome to the Future Fiction Academy. Woo-hoo, almost said the wrong thing. Welcome to the Future Fiction Academy, where we teach you how to use artificial intelligence to enhance every creative endeavor that you have. And not only that, but we have a great partnership with Plot Drive. We have a beautiful suite of software that we use inside the FFA. We have a standalone library of classes that you can purchase right over there at the Future Fiction Academy, which is right down in the description below. Do me a favor. Before we get started with any of this, I see you 20 people in there. I want you to hit the like button right now, because this gets it out to so many more people. Now, today, what are we doing? We're going to talk about writer's block. How we at the Academy have figured out a way to make that a thing of the past. How do we do it? Well, we teach you in the Accelerator, which we're going to have a couple of teachers from the Accelerator and also one of the students. But before we do that, we are going to start out with the intrepid leader of Plot Drive himself. His name's Jay. He and Alyssa, which is also one of our instructors, are going to come on now, and we're going to talk about some new developments over at Plot Drive. All right. Hey, you two. How you doing?
Good.
What's up?
Good to see you. This is Alyssa. This is Jay. Alyssa is she's literally one of the smartest people I've met in a very long time. But cool thing about her, she has no clue that I feel that way, or anybody else, but she's wicked smart, as they would say in Boston. And then I've got Jay. Jay has been he actually helped us create this live stream on Fridays. He's like, hey, let's do a thing. And guess what, y'all? We did a thing. And now we do this every Friday. And it's turned into quite the gathering of the people, the end of the week sort of wine glass that has been filled to the brim, right to the end of the week, and you just need a little time to unwind and see about your creativity in AI. So, Jay, how you been?
I'm good. I mean, we're deep in improving Plot Drive. The what can I say? I mean, I can show. And
Well, before you do, how you been, Alyssa?
Pretty good. I'm done with the work week.
Yes. You're pretty amazing, because you're done with the work week, but I know for a fact that you lead groups inside the FFA on the weekends quite often. Every other weekend, something like that?
It is typically every weekend, barring me having personal life things. So holidays, I might cut it short or cancel it completely, or coming soon, I'm going on my honeymoon, so I won't be here for that. Yeah.
All right, y'all.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. So congratulations, E, for you. Congratulations. When are you already married?
Yep.
Oh, have fun in your honeymoon. That's gonna be good.
Yes.
Okay. Now, Jay. All right. You got yourself all shared up?
Let's
set yourself up. Set yourself up.
Let's see if I can figure this out.
You can. You're a smart person, a CEO of a whole company. You can do it. I have faith in you.
Allow.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jay has
Okay, can you see it?
yes. No, Jay, you need to share something else.
Okay.
I only have a little teeny bar right across the
All
screen.
right, hold on.
Yeah, no problem.
We're gonna try again.
Yeah, yeah. It
We're gonna
happens all the
try the
time. You always do
second
that.
time.
Um I got a little note a couple
What
days
about
ago,
now?
and yep, I got a little note a couple days ago. Jay said, "Hey, we've got some techniques and some things that we've been building with the other people who have been helping us create Plot Drive in a much more meaningful way, and they've got some techniques they want to share." Jay, what do you got?
Well, I want to show. First, I want to just talk about what's coming on two fronts, and this is Test Track. So the staging server. We should be shipping this out on Monday. We've been making a lot of improvements to like little things and some big things. One, we have this new resizable sidebar with
Ooh,
better, just better visibility, so you can see more at a glance if you have a lot of documents. But the other thing, I mean, we fixed some problems with import, with export. You can see they each have their own icons right here now. The big thing that we did that I'm excited about is we've got this Smart Plus button now that gives you a lot more precision on where you're adding documents and folders. And you can even click this drop down and add new folders. But now you can even click on the folders. So if you're targeting a folder
sorry
and you
about that.
want to add a document, you can just add it like
Ooh.
that. So it's a lot faster and smoother. One of the things that was just a big annoyance was that you had to like previously be in this like document in order to add documents to this folder. Now you can just like click a folder, add a document. You want to add a folder down here, add a new folder. So it's like some quality of life stuff. We also gave co-writer a big makeover.
Ooh,
And so
how
help
much
chats.
more?
You muted yourself, Ikela.
Here's a one for you. How much more agentic is? Thank you, Alyssa. Is the what do you call that thing?
Co-writer.
Co-writer, plotbot.
Yeah, EB.
Yeah, so I mean, it's really, I mean, I think it's really useful at just organizing your documents, like, and creating a lot of documents for you. I think the big thing that we're now moving into is giving it content editing powers, so the ability to like actually like edit some stuff you've written in different documents, edit in multiple places at once. I think a lot of people have asked us like, what are some strategies for editing in Plot Drive? Like, and I think this one is going to be really interesting to let people get their hands on. And so in tandem with editing, we're going to roll out version history. So if for one, just having version history in a word processor should be pretty useful. Two, like if co-writer does something that you don't like, or you go down like a certain direction and you want to roll it back and go back to an earlier version, you're going to be able to do that. We're also going to add chat threads, and so you'll be able to start different conversations. And we're really excited to roll that out, and I'm really excited to get everybody's feedback to make this better. But the reason I was talking to Elizabeth, I was talking to Lynn about coming on the live stream, is actually we are making like a more robust free experience for new authors. And in order to do that, like we're going to extend to a 14-day free trial. We are going to be building like an in-house credit system. So if you don't want to use API keys, I mean, everybody who's watching the stream is very familiar with API keys. That's not going anywhere. But if you want to rely on our credit system instead, or you want to invite new authors, one of the biggest pain points for new authors who are like coming from ChatGPT or coming from Scrivener was, okay, like I've got this, go button and I want to push go, but it tells me I have no API key. And then it's like, oh, what's an API key? And then I'm off the app and I'm watching a lot of videos, and we want people to just come in and understand how to use Plot Drive right away. And so what I would love help from the audience in that regard, if anyone has ideas, we want to give everybody more buttons out of the gate. And so, we want to think about, hey, if you're a new author and you've come into Plot Drive and you're trying to learn it, and we gave you a bunch of folders inside here with, we could have planning, we could have drafting, maybe down here we've got editing, maybe we got marketing, maybe we got polish. Like, I'm curious, like, what buttons everybody finds useful, would want to use. Like, what are the best ones? If you could imagine we had a library, you're trying Plot Drive for the first time, you got your top 10 buttons, what are they? And I'm really curious if anyone has some ideas in the audience. Or what's up, Lynn? What's up, Dan? Because we will outfit them and put them in.
We have new people joining us right now. With do me a favor, both of you. Could you go into your settings on your StreamYard and make sure that your background noise settings are turned on, please? And while you do that, I want to now you were saying, Jay?
Just saying, like, Jennifer, I saw in the audience, mentioned outlining folders. Like, basically, if you could imagine top 10 buttons out of the gate to be useful to an author, and I think most authors that we've seen are coming into Plot Drive and they're like, all right, I've got a new story and I want to, like, learn how to write this story, or I've got existing work and I want to see how I can, like, finish it here or edit it here. And Ashley, it's funny, Ashley said, so far I only use Fix It or Go, and I don't know how to use the Plot Drive button yet. It's like, actually, like, I've written like a whole book with just Fix It and Go. I think, like, as far as when you're coming in, those are probably like two of the most useful buttons. They're so versatile. They're like, in my mind, like the Pantser version of a Plot Driver. It can use Go and Fix It and get pretty far.
Yeah, they can. As a matter of fact, the other buttons that we build, the other functions and stuff like that, those are literally all right. So I don't know if people ever get this concept about Plot Drive and its buttons. Those are ways for you to bolt on actual functionality. So we've given you this really thin, really lean sort of thing that you can create your own prompting in order to bolt it on to the function, the tool that is Plot Drive. So you have to start thinking of it in just a wee bit of a different way. It's a tool that has infinite possibilities, but the easiest way to use it is out of the box. Go and fix it.
Yep.
Am I wrong?
I mean,
the only other thing I love using is Connect It.
Oh yeah. Look at us all. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's some good stuff right there.
Right. Connected is like that's like a drafting button if there was going to be a folder, right? Like you're writing.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you need to connect it. You just do.
Yeah.
And
Right.
it's good.
Well, the buttons are great for storing your common prompts, so you don't have to keep bringing them in and bringing them in and bringing them in.
Hey, Jay.
What's up?
Do you look? You see what June Lee said?
Let me
look on the screen, baby, right here.
Oh, search and replace.
Okay, I'm just saying. I just throwing it out there.
Well,
I ain't saying nothing. I didn't actually say anything. I just showed you.
I don't know if you've seen, there is search and replace in the text editor bar right here.
Is this new?
Maybe it was shipped at the end of May, so it's been there for a while. But if you didn't,
Did anybody know that we had search records?
I did, which
I
is why when you
did.
highlighted it, I was like, oh,
Did
they
you, Lynn? Did you, Lynn?
I absolutely did. Yes.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
I did too.
I would have made way bigger of a deal out of this. I'd have made a whole I would have been breakdancing in a video, actually, with parachute pants and everything from the 80s. If I had search and replace on the 20s, how did I miss this 15 days ago? Oh my god!
there it goes.
You've been doing a lot. That's all.
Oh my god! Okay, here we go.
Yeah, so
Hallelujah!
it's there.
Hallelujah! 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 Now that we've gotten through that, okay, go ahead.
No, it's there. It works, and we actually, found we patched made it a little better in this update that's coming out probably on Monday at this point. But yeah, I mean, I'm filling up these, and one thing, by the way, like Lynn said, they're reusable prompts. So once you, I guess, if you're in the accelerator in the community classes, you kind of find a prompt that you like that's useful. Like it's good practice to turn into a button. So then you can, pin it, call it on demand. Let's say, pinning it again. Now they're up here for easy access. I can use them anywhere. But the important thing is
if you're going through specific process, everybody remember when you pin these things, or you can set these up. You look at this, it says drafting, outlining, marketing, all these things, and so you can have pinned things for specific things and then pull them up specifically, right? The marketing tab, you can pull that up and then have all the pinned stuff right there, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like if I wanted to, let's say, like I'm just doing marketing, like something I might do is like, all right, let's make this folder, marketing, and then I'll add a document to get started.
Ooh, that is slick. I'm sorry, Jay, but I gotta give y'all props on that. That is the ooh.
It was bothering us. It's like,
it was bothering you.
I mean, I imagine it was bothering everybody.
Okay.
But yeah, then I might be like, okay, I'm going to pin all these marketing buttons at once. Now I've got, I'm focused on marketing mode, right? And let's say let's call this like strategy, and let's assume maybe I've got my book over here, which I don't have. So,
right.
But I can pull it into context. But important thing is like, okay, I'm like, all right, I need an email newsletter maker, right? That's what this is going to be. But I don't have a prompt, and so we have this prompt builder here. So if anyone hasn't used this yet and is kind of getting familiar with the button library and how to use it, how to create prompts, you can just show this and say like, make an email newsletter that's on trend with my book, so my readers love it. And then like you can type whatever you want, and then just click generate prompt, and it will use our kind of variable system and make you a prompt. And it looks like I haven't been able to figure out this bug, but sometimes it gets cut off at the bottom. But that'll get you started, and then fantastic. Now you can like come in here, be like, I have a contemporary romance about a billionaire or whatever. And I think this will probably work now.
Oh wow. And bam.
Right. It needs a little bit more context. If I like look at the prompt, it's probably like, yeah, it's got no it doesn't have any information on my book. But if we had information of like,
and if you wanted to, you could switch models at this point. Use a thinking model and really get a deep dive into a marketing plan. But I mean, of course, we're just talking about marketing. But I mean, depending on what you're doing, use the correct model.
Yeah, and then like I think this was the one that let's assume that this was more filled up with actual context. I've toggled it on.
Everyone is having a good time in the chat. Y'all sassy today.
And there we go. And so this can be like really personalized and customized based on what it knows about your voice, about your content. And so I think these are just good places to start, but we deliberately made this like very user friendly with the prompt builder. I mean, those of you in the audience and the community who were here from the beginning remember like kind of making prompts just with these, and I think there was no button library. We've come a long way, but now for
just the gorgeousness of the way that you put folders and documents in. It's just been a long time coming.
we could not have done it without everybody here, by the way. Because I mean, you all remember all the iterations we went through to get to something that worked that well, and much appreciated because it's very much a tight collaboration with all the authors who are using Plot Drive. So just want to by the way, if anyone has any ideas for prompts that would be useful that you want in the button library going forward, because anyone who starts up a new project, you should be able to get these sort of buttons that imagine a top 10. I know Easy Peasy Book Machine is one that I've heard a bunch of people would like that. So if anyone has ideas in the Discord's probably a good place to post them. And I see some comments like Chad saying, if we have a team, is there a way to share prompts within the platform or download upload feature for prompts? Not yet, unfortunately. So I think you'd have to probably just copy paste for now would be the most painful, easiest way to do that. But I think this summer we're going to have that ability coming to share buttons with each other and potentially have like a community bank of the community's favorite buttons, some buttons that are featured in different courses. And oh yeah, exact match to search and replace. We can look at that, June.
Yeah, sure. I was just looking at that. Is it stop, Jay. Anyway, yes, Jay, I see that exact match to search and replace. That's an interesting development. All right, so what we did not do? We did not say hi to Skew, hi to Rachel, how y'all doing? Zyla, Chad, Susan, Pat C, Lord Combe, Susan, Dan. Are you in the? Oh, you're round robining, Dan. And Jennifer and Dark Cancer Media. Harper, nice to see you. Ross, good day. Ashley, it's so good to see all of you. Zedekiss, wow, Zedekiss is here. Man, I feel like it's like old home week. Ashley, Jennifer, and then Daniel, June Lee. Man, we have so many like new people in here. Bert Grimm, Chris, Kit Chat. Oh my gosh, did I get that? Say that name right? Nelson's here. And Lynn brought all of her community class people with her, didn't she? I just realized that there's a lot of people here.
I had a big community class today.
You know why? I had a big community class yesterday. All right, everyone, listen up. On Thursdays and Fridays at 4 p.m. Pacific, we do a community class. I do the one on Thursdays. She does the one on Fridays. And they both, one is after a live stream and one is before a live stream. So you kind of can spend a lot of good quality time with the FFA. So there should be a link. There will be a link by the end of this live stream in the description for our calendar, and you can check out all our community class links there. What? Oh, did I click on that? Okay, there we go. Jay, thank you. Appreciate all of you you coming in and showing us all the new developments in Flat Drive.
Yep. Thank you. Good seeing everybody.
Good to see you.
Navigate traffic. Ashley, I see, just going to answer two more questions. Ashley, search and replace is like the magnifying glass on the top text editing toolbar. So you can find it there. And
you want to show them real quick?
Yeah, sure. I'll show right here. So it's up here.
My gosh.
It's this icon right here. This like magnifying glass with the sort of 2 arrows, and that will open this up. You can move this around also, and billionaire, let's replace it with a kilo.
Hey, I got 2 L's in my name. Did you put 2 L's in there?
I think I did. A Kilohertz newsletter.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then Daniel, there was a spaces problem in search and replace. We have that fixed. It's coming out on the patch on Monday. We fixed a lot of bugs. Big update coming. So yeah. Thank you, everybody.
All right. And Jay, we appreciate you.
Appreciate you all. Keep on writing. Happy writing this weekend. Yes,
it's gonna, the grind never stops. We love what we do. We create worlds. As a science fiction writer, I always think to myself, what if the actual answer to that whole multiverse thing that everyone's always talking about there being, what if it was just the fact that in all of these different universes, there are just writers creating other universes? I'm telling you, we are the pioneers. Okay, bye. I love my job. I love my job. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, have you ever heard of writing with artificial intelligence? Writing fiction, gripping, actually good fiction with artificial intelligence? Well, I'm here to tell you that over at the Future Fiction Academy, we have a wonderful, absolutely fabulous course called the June FFA Accelerator. I have with me the wonderful and incomparable Lynn Jordan, Alyssa, who is also a director of the Accelerator and one of our premier instructors, and also a student who has decided to show his face on the wonderful Future Fiction Academy channel. And I appreciate you showing your face. Dan, how do you say your last name, Dan?
Swadek.
Swadek. Oh, look, you found the silence thing on there. I hear you. Yeah, baby. That's wonderful. Okay, so here's the discussion I want to have. I want to talk about what you ladies perceive as the number one thing that you've had to do when you're helping a student. Let's start with that. Something that that you've probably always thought it was pretty obvious because we've been in the FFA so long, but is a reoccurring thing. I know there is one because I'm pretty sure something came up the other day we were talking about in a round robin in a meeting. So let's start there. How has this whole process been? Either one. I'm sorry. I know I did it again.
Great.
I was like, I know that I should set one of you up and let you know that it's going to you way ahead of time. That's my bad hosting on my part. Lynn, let me ask you a question. So, this thing has been going for a month now. Yeah. I just need to know what in the world has been the thing.
It's hard to believe it's only been a month.
I know, but what is? I know. I know. But what is the thing that keeps coming up that was obvious to us because we were in the FFA, but we've had to teach over and over and over again and really kind of,
there is no obvious. There is no stupid question. And we've got students that have gone crazy and they've written books and they've published books. And we have some that I'm behind, I don't understand. But there no author left behind. That is the FFA motto, and that is what we absolutely believe in at the Accelerator.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not, there are no dumb questions. I had a career in IT where I had to work between the developers and the users, and things that are obvious to developers are not obvious to users
No,
and writers.
we've worked with developers, and some things that they look at and they say, well, of course we'll do it this way because everyone will just automatically know. Yeah, that doesn't really always work out. I mean, and it's not mutually exclusive to either Plot Drive or any of our internal developers or
No,
anything like that.
absolutely not. Absolutely
It's a
not.
universal sort of thing. There's a reason actually why they really need the people who use the product to use the product so they can find what they did wrong.
Yeah, I had one back in my career
Mhm.
when I was testing software, and I went to the developer and I said, when you hit this key, it breaks it. And he said, why would you hit that key?
But I mean, that's the
So
truth. It's the
we
truth.
start from somebody without any AI knowledge, any IT knowledge. We start from where you are. And
Yes.
if you're a developer coming in, that's fine too. But if you don't know, then that's fine too.
What
We
about
take
you,
care of
Alyssa?
everybody.
Yeah, I would definitely say because people come from different places, it is an interesting time. But my favorite ones that come up to address and work people through it is I have a project and I'm in the middle. Where do I go from here? Or even better, I'm stuck. How do I figure out if I just scrap it, move forward, like handling writer's block? And I'm like, oh, let me tell you all of the ways AI can help you.
This is the title of today's friggin' live stream, y'all. We are afraid that AI is not going to replace writers. It's going to replace writer's block. It's going to give you the ability to just, and you know who came up with that? Who came up with that? EAW. I was like, y'all, what y'all want to do this Friday? And everybody, and we wanted to do Accelerator. I was like, I need a hook. I need to weigh in. I can't just do a video. I can't just show up. and they just started spitballing things at me. EAW said the thing about writer's block and not AI not replacing writers, hate replacing writer's block, and that was it. We were off to the races. And it comes full circle right back around to your example. We have so many issues with the blank page. So this is where I pivot and ask you, Dan, your experience being in the accelerator for the first month. How has it changed your perspective on how you write, and is it helping you with those behemoth of novels that you're knee deep in that you are working your way through right now?
Yeah, so I think the main thing is just the ease of use or ease of understanding the way the course is laid out. Basically, you start out, it takes you baby steps, before you get to the big stuff. And that's always been the most intimidating thing for me, especially.
I was gonna say, why is it? Why did you feel it was the big stuff? Because it was very intimidating.
Well, writing with AI, is, because like, what do you do, and the course helps you understand the various things like wrappers and the various models, some of the popular ones, and yeah, one of the first things I did in the first part of it was got to play around with the easy peasy, and then also like take like what am I trying to think of? Take a idea and go through the different brainstorm. That's what I wanted. I couldn't think of it for a minute.
Don't worry.
So-
And hey, here's a live stream tip for you. Make sure you have a little liquid near you, okay? Because it'll give you opportunity to go. Oh, well, what I really feel is just a second. Think. What am I thinking about? What the hell? Okay. I'm in. Okay.
So yeah, and so to try various brainstorming ideas through each of the different models and see, okay, which one gives me the best results.
Right.
And then part of the homework was to explain, which one I thought better and which one gave me the basically the golden nugget that I needed.
Right. The spur of the idea, the thing that makes you move forward. Got you. And so what we've been doing, everyone, is spending time with people like Dan in live sessions twice a week. Plus, we have all of the curriculum split out into specific things. As people get deeper into the course, they learn much deeper concepts about using AI, things like using sequencing and automation and stuff like that, which I love to remind people, sequencing and automation, not the same thing.
That one.
Not the same thing. As a matter of fact, there are bugaboo, really major problems when you automate that are completely different than the way that you have to tackle sequencing. Because sequencing, and this is just a side thing, y'all. Sequencing is you can be the man in the middle. You can be the person in the middle. I need to change that phrase. You can be the person in the middle and stop it before it does so badly or goes off the rails. Hey, here's another side thing. Let's just have a little general discussion real quick. Did y'all know that 40 03 04 mini 03 mini all still only have 128,000 context window? Did you know that? The only one that has a million token window is 4.1. I just found that out today. So I thought I'd spread the word.
Honestly, I didn't know 4.1 had a million token window.
I didn't
So,
either.
I'm gonna be honest though, the ones that do, when I've tried it out, it gives me errors after around 128. So I'm not surprised. Like, I know they say they have these big context windows, but once you start to hit around the like 50, 60K mark, it's a waste of your time. Like, it's cool. And if you throw something into like Notebook LM, it sort of kind of works, but like RAG is not amazing enough for that.
Interesting. What are your thoughts on it, Lynn?
I agree. It gets overwhelmed, even though it says it can't, and so I tend to chunk things.
Well, because the reason I even brought it up was I've been thinking about this the crease a lot lately. We've had, actually, y'all know why I'm thinking about the crease a lot lately, because we're working on a product that we're trying to create right now that is having some serious crease issues. We're having some crease issues. And so we're trying to work those things out. And as we go through this process, I'm starting to realize that I don't know what the right amount of context is for writing fiction. I know it's more than 128, but I don't think it's 1 million. I think it's more like, I don't know, 250 to 300 would probably be enough.
Until
Yeah,
I
I think they should
see,
try to increase it in increments and not try to go from here to here.
Ugh.
yeah, but also even with the 128, until they can get those to have amazing rag where I can just put in just a standard novel and have it remember everything, I don't even need them to increase the context window. Like, that's amazing and all, but I'd rather you just be able to actually get all the details right when it's super long, as
Yeah.
in.
Well, and a lot of it with me is when we are, if you didn't know, everyone, inside of the Accelerator, you get access to Plot Drive. And using Plot Drive in this capacity to, and kind of manipulating when I want to do whatever I want to do inside of Plot Drive, I end up coming up on this crease issue where the documents that I have toggled on, if I give it too much detail, you know what I mean? Like, my dossier for my main character could be 4,000 words. You know what I mean? I want that rich detail so that when it goes in there and gets the context, it can pick from a lot of interesting stuff and not and actually have the meat on the bone, which is another thing we teach you at the FFA about making sure that things that you are giving the LLM are adequate and let's say fatty enough to have a really good meal on. It needs to be able to use lots of information. That's what it is. It is an information juggler. It takes all of that information. What do you call it, Alyssa? What did you say it was? It was a yeah, a slot machine, something.
Oh, a random dictionary slot machine.
A random dictionary slot machine. And
Yeah, I agree with that.
right. So once you understand that kind of, you're never going to get the same thing twice sort of thing, and that it's truly just trying to figure out how to best answer that with this whole random box thing that it's got going on, where it's bouncing things back and forth. And if you're using a thinking model, ah,
It's doing interesting math to pick the next token. And it's cool, but also it's doing math to pick the next logical token based on all of its data that it has. It's great for brainstorming. Brainstorming is great. It's great for um fiction in general, since it's just making things up. But the more you want it to be factual, the more it's hit or miss. Because
right.
it's just kind of guessing, because it's using math to try and figure out what it thinks is most likely to be the answer.
So what we've decided over at the FFA, we've decided that information is king. So we make things like dossiers, and we make a lot of information available to the AI so that when it creates stuff, it has some way of creating that thing with some type of proficiency and efficiency. So I don't want to go long-winded. I don't want to get too long-winded, but I also don't want it to spit out 500 words and say, that's the chapter. And so we help you with those techniques. We literally have moments in many of these courses that go over a lot of this stuff that we are just kind of spitballing out right now. Okay, Dan, here's another one for you. Have you done your homework on a regular basis? Have you kept up on all of your homework? Putting you on the spot.
Yes, I have.
And what has your homework been? What was your first assignment?
The first one was basically like I said, learning the the various models, and then having it do a brainstorm, and then list out what I think about those and everything like that. And then the next one was basically the first chapter of running through the easy peasy
Yeah.
book machine. And
All
then the
right.
next one.
Whoa.
Oh, okay.
Let,
Well,
let's
hold there.
let's slow down. Hey, now. All right. So here's a question for you then, Dan. Did you like the easy peasy book machine?
Yes, I did.
Could you tell me why?
Basically simplifies a lot. Like, because it just does things procedurally. And I'm from the programmer world, so we do things procedurally. So that's what I found fascinating by. So the first thing you do is the get the premise, then you click the button again, and it gives you the characters, and I might have this out of order, but and
Y'all
then
built wait. Y'all I haven't checked out this part of the course. Did y'all build the whole thing? Like y'all did everything from the characters all the way in?
yeah, I did the characters
Well, I had
and
no idea that y'all did that. Okay, so that, ladies and gentlemen, is an old school easy peasy book machine that they're teaching you from scratch. That's actually fascinating. Just a second, Dan.
yep, no problem.
So here's the interesting thing about that. Back in the day, when we were first learning this technique, trying to figure this out, and like Elizabeth lost her mind one weekend, and she kind of came up with this idea that we'd go and we'd reiterate, and then we all started banging on it ourselves, all in the same day, trying to figure this out and bouncing stuff off of each other. One of the main things was that she started the original easy peasy book machine from scratch. So everything you went from concept all the way through to actually making the book. So that's kind of really exciting that y'all get that old school easy peasy book machine, because there's so much foundational knowledge that ends up happening. All right, so here's another question for you, Dan. All right, so you like the easy peasy book machine, you like the concept, and you did the homework, right?
Yep.
Okay. Did you start to realize that they weren't teaching you a system as much as a concept?
I would say yeah.
And do you know and the reason he answered the question like that, y'all, is because it's not an apparent thing. We don't just go, okay, you can do the easy peasy book machine, but if you decide, you can make it an alteration of it and blah, 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 blah. We give you the easy peasy book machine and let your imagination soar. You can start applying specific things to the easy peasy book machine, actual specific things to it that are very, very personal to you and the way that you write, the way you do things, the way you look at a story. You may have a completely different way that you like a story to unfold in the beginning. And so you inject who you are into the easy peasy book machine. It's T-Rex. You don't have a T-Rex arms. You have a long arms. Those long arms can get all the way down to the keyboard and type in all kinds of interesting things to make variations on the easy peasy book machine. That was what you felt, I hope, Dan?
Yes. Because
And
I added like my style sheet to it, and various other things.
ladies, how smiley did you two just get? Oh,
I
don't
love
you? Yes.
seeing all of the ways that people use the easy peasy book machine, because we all do it so differently, because similar to everyone writes differently, we all think differently, and so it's like,
It's like
okay, so
crazy.
I got this base thing, but it was missing X, Y, and Z. I had to throw in my items, all of my items that are going to exist in my magical world. Or actually, I had to put in a whole magical system, and it has to know that from the beginning because it's everywhere. And yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Y'all, everyone who's watching this right now, I looked over at the screen as he was explaining that, and they just both. They were chess of cats, y'all. The two of them were like, because
they're doing their job.
Well, but you don't, Dan. You don't understand, man. We are at the precipice of a great change in our society. And in that change, we have the ability to teach so many people right now how to navigate these waters of creativity in this place where infinite change happens in an exponential way. You don't understand what I just said. Infinite change happens in an exponential way. Everyone is going to be using AI, whether they like it or not. They're going to be using it in every aspect of their lives. The first time that a robot just casually walks down the street, there will be a moment, but then that moment will pass and we will move into the future. And if you are not there in this lockstep, there will be issues. Am I wrong, ladies? Anybody got it?
You were 100% correct.
Well, and I know I get on a rant about these things every once in a while, but if it wasn't true, I mean, don't get me wrong. Wes Anderson will be making quirky, weird movies that I love and will go see on opening weekend for the rest of my life. He will be making those movies. But there will also be a digital Wes Anderson, someone else who has decided that AI is their medium and that their style can be best expressed through this AI medium. And we will watch that and we will be enjoying that, and the world will change and things will move on. So I'm super excited when we get another soul into the room, Alyssa. You know what I mean? When we get another person who understands. So, Dan, thank you for embracing the moment, embracing the accelerator. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to join the accelerator, do me a favor, go over to thefuturefictionacademy.com. There's a link below. And go right over there. You can get involved in the gateway to the mastermind. It's our June accelerator. And that June accelerator is $249 a month. And that will give you not only plot drive, not only credits that go towards my first draft once we launch it.
Your first draft.
It's
a good name, but it's such a name. Your first draft, everyone, because it's your draft, not our draft.
Oh my gosh! I did. Yeah. Your first draft dot AI. You'll get access to that too. Wow, that was really. Did I just lose it?
It's Friday. Matter of fact, for those who haven't been paying attention, because I forget all the time, it's Friday the 13th.
It is Friday the 13th. You know, my live stream yesterday was more like Friday the 13th because my StreamYard didn't work. I had to hook my OBS up to my StreamYard. Up to the same stream that I was using on StreamYard. I had never done it before. Boy, I was lucky that nobody else was coming on the channel that day. So that felt like my Friday the 13th yesterday. But ladies and gentlemen, so you'll get access to your first draft. And if you want to, you can buy 6 months, get a month for free of the accelerator. You could buy a year and get 2 months for free. If you buy it for 6 months, you get it for $1,299. That's a whole month off at the Future Fiction Academy. Links in the description. Okay, now that we've paid some bills, because that's what that is, let's get back to, let's see here, LLMs, right? Dynamic advertising copy. Yes, they do. All right, so here's a story for you. My wife today, she says, EJ, that's what she calls me. She said, EJ. I said, yes. She's like, did you get a message? I said, what message? On your phone, did you get a message? I was like, no, I didn't get a message. She's like, I wanted to get on your chat GPT. I said, yes, ma'am. Send it to my email, because I have no clue what this app thing that they want you to send it to. I have no idea what that is. So I sent it to my email. I gave her the code and she logged in. And then later on, I looked at it. I was sitting, my desk is right next to hers. And I'm looking at her chat. And I'm like, what in the world is this? Because I had no idea what it was. And I was, oh, you know what? I'm going to make you your own project. So that it knows that every time you're in this project, that it's you, so that it doesn't get as confused. But now it'll just have a bunch of like, and she just want the thing that she wanted to work on was her evaluation thing, her own self-evaluation thing. She said it in a certain way, and she's like, "Oh, this is not good." Like she knew that because she's a little rough around the edges when it comes to that sort of thing. She'll slap you up on the back of your head before if you do something stupid, sort of thing. That's, tough love lady. So when she writes this stuff down, sometimes that tough love comes out through her writing. And she's like, hey, rewrite this so that it's a little more nicey, please. And she explained what she was going for, and then she gave it the text. And I read the text back and I went, ooh, now that baby is marketing. She was marketing herself. It writes amazing advertising copy. I was like, wow, my baby, she's advertising herself right there. It was really well done. So yes, you're right. Let's see here. Oh, hey, Honey Bun Express, how you doing? I don't trust million context window after a point. It's practically useless. For our particular profession, you're right. it's
We have hopes for one day.
Well, sometimes I'll give you an example. Google Pro 2.5 has a million context window, right? It only works if you give it a very large, not a very large, but like a whole novel, and in a one shot, not a reoccurring after you got to keep chatting with it. You have a prompt built perfectly, and then you put the prompt in after the with the document, and ask it a specific question for that document right then, right there. No follow-up question, nothing like that. It does great. If it the moment you ask it a follow-up question, it has to go back up and read everything again. And that's when it starts screwing up. It's not the first time. It's always the same. Have you ever noticed that, y'all? Have you ever noticed that you just can't follow up any questions on it, or it just acts weird after 3 or 4 follow-ups or something? I mean, I do.
I've not, but part of that is because I
You don't
probably am
trust
being. I don't trust it, but also I was gonna say I'm probably not asking it the right question, because I always fall back to I talk the way that I talk instead of the way that the AI talks, and it's
Yeah.
always a bad time. So my words are not its words, and so it's like I don't know what you're talking about. So I do have to go through like 5 times before it gets it right. Like I could have searched for this myself, which is
Right.
why I don't trust it.
Right. I find it that it's a one shot, take the information from the rag, sort of find the information, make a report from the thing it finds, and then it's done to me. I mean, I've tried several times, and I once got it to go all the way out to like 5 or 6 different chats after that, and then it starts screwing up again. it really is about it going back again and again and looking at all of that information again and again that screws it up. I really honestly believe that that's what's happening. So let's see here. Easy peasy book machine is straightforward. I just finished that class, loved it. Thank you, Jennifer. I'm glad you finished your class and I'm glad you loved it. I hope you'll be around for another month, because anybody that started in May gets to play with EAW on July 15th.
I think she may be talking about the standalone class.
What?
The standalone Easy Peasy class?
No, I Jennifer, which one are you talking about, girl? Tell me, girl. Now let me know. I had to step out for a while. Where do you find the Easy Peasy book machine? Is it in Plot Drive? Okay, let's talk about the Easy Peasy book machine. Like I said before, it's a concept. It's a formula. It's a little bit of a system, but it's mostly a concept. So you take the idea that you are going to iterate on a piece of literature, and then you iterate on it. You find out a plan to write the first thing. So you have an outline, you have it look at the outline, and you find out a plan to write the first chapter. Then you find out then you have it write the first chapter. And then you find a plan to write, to edit the first chapter. And then you have it edit the first chapter by writing it with the, from those edits that it gave. That's the basic concept of the Easy Peasy book machine. I mean, it's real easy. It's not physically in Plot Drive, but you can make a button or 2 or 3. You can make in what Jay showed earlier. If you want to watch the replay, Jay showed earlier in the live stream that they're going to have places where you can pin inside of specific folders actual buttons. So you could have an Easy Peasy book machine folder and then just have all of your steps pinned in that folder. So when you switch to that folder, you can run your Easy Peasy the way that you have it set up. Everybody
And
does
can
it
I say
different.
that there's a standalone class for Easy Peasy, which is also available in the Accelerator. The Accelerator has a full module on Easy Peasy that goes into it in depth.
So click the link
there's
below.
several ways to get it.
Yep, click the link below. It'll take you over to those classes, over to the classes. As a matter of fact, I already let me do this because I have it all set up already. So I should share my screen. I want to share that. Now here, ladies and gentlemen, are all of our classes. We have the Easy Peasy book machine, which is the third one down. We have advanced Raptor Write. We have building better sequences with prompts. Character focused marketing with Google LM Notebook. By the way, I'm probably going to make another Google LM Notebook. Advanced uses of Google Notebooks. I'm probably going to make a class about that next month because there's so much that has changed since this actual course was built, that this one is a great place to start. But my goodness, when you get going in Google LM, it's a pretty amazing. We have tons and tons of stuff. Choosing publishing niches, editing things, love the mayhem. We have tons and tons of classes and a bunch of free classes too. We have our June cohort right here, ladies and gentlemen. This right here is our June cohort. You are going to join the Accelerator if you click right there. And mastering the 5-act structure. There's all of these. Look at these. Pick up your story. So go over, click the link below. It'll take you right over to these classes, and you can sign up for whichever one you want. Remember that the June cohort is a reoccurring class. Is a reoccurring thing that gets you into the actual Accelerator. All right. And that's enough of that. So if you wanted to go over there and pick up
Hello.
the easy,
You mean
easy-
it gets you into the mastermind?
that's what I meant. That's what I meant. I meant that thing, she said. She said that thing. I meant it. All right. And let me see here. Oh, I haven't seen this configuration before. Look at this, y'all. We look all. Oh, yeah. I like us better zoomed out like that. That's better. Anyway, let's see here. Google Notebooks LM is, and it's free. Yes, it's pretty stellar. I tell people, I casually, sometimes because we're in the mastermind, we have all these things that we all just know. And sometimes I'll drop a thing and say something, and everybody in the accelerator, the mastermind will be like, oh, or somebody else will say something, and everybody will be like, oh. My big moment was that I told people, I was like, well, if you have a technical manual or something that you don't quite understand, you should just take it and put it in Google LM and listen to it as a podcast. Because sometimes you just need to know the overview. You don't need to know how to build the car. You just need to know how to drive it. That's kind of my concept of like things like automation and stuff like that. Is I don't know. Ask Alyssa. I don't know. I do not know how N8N works. I don't know how it works. I don't really care.
N8N is such a niche thing to get into that for every person that's like, should I get into this? I'm like, well, let's go back for a second. Before we even think about N8N,
Yes.
where are you on the tech spectrum? And do you even like automating? Because for
The
the
hardest
longest,
part for that, for me was the hooking up the Google
oh man,
authentication.
once you've committed, yeah, like it's even more of an ordeal. But before you can even commit, I have to go, do you even like automating? Because like I joined the mastermind to learn automating, and I want you to know, like the writer I was then couldn't automate. Like that was a waste of my time. I joined for the wrong reasons because I was control freak then, and the stories I was trying to automate, I'll never automate those books. The ones that are near and dear to my heart, that are the love
No,
of
no,
my
no,
life.
no,
I'm
no, no, no.
sorry, can't automate that. Like the people who can, props to you, but I'm not it. I'm a pantser the whole way. I have opinions, and every time I automate, it gets it wrong, and I've just wasted the next 5 hours of my life trying to get it right.
All right. So what do you use automation for?
I use automation for when I have an idea and that's it. So you're
Mm.
just walking down the street and you see this flower and you're like, that is a flower that looks like an alien. I'm going to make a world with an alien in it. That's all I've got. I don't know anything else. I'm like, okay, I'm going to throw this into the automation machine. Make me a book about this alien that looks like this flower. That's all I've got. That's all I need. I don't have any ideas. So whatever it gives me, then I can fall in love and go back to my normal system. But it's just something to get started. It's why your first draft is going to be amazing because I just need a first draft. I just need something to work with because blank pages are a whole ordeal.
Yeah, it's like a whole thing, and it's a bummer and stupid.
Mhm.
And there's no reason in a modern society that has this type of intelligence at this price at our fingertips that we shouldn't be using it this way. I have to say, I also I also have an issue with my babies, the really like the near and dear stories going into automation. I'll use the easy peasy book machine. I'll do stuff like that. But automation is for my publishing business. So I am automating so that I do not have to spend a ton of time making the first iteration of the book. I will spend a ton of time making the dossiers or the ideas for the book, the full story. I'll work on those and make sure those are where I want them. But once I throw them into automation, I'm hoping that it'll follow the story. You know what I mean? Follow the whole thing, and then I'm not as attached. Remember the story about my band members I think I was telling a story before we went on the air about my band members and me, and I'm in a mastermind with these guys, and we have a band. And the first song we ever recorded together was created almost completely. One of the band members had a little bit of a nugget of an idea, and then we created the song with the lyrics and the whole 9 yards with AI, Suno or something like that. We all got to beat it up, rip the song apart, have cage matches about it, but nobody got butt hurt. You know why? Because nobody wrote the daggone song. So you have a objective separation from the art. You know what I mean? So that you can be the editor that really that piece really needs, as opposed to this person who's hung up on every word that you wrote and can't see why anybody wouldn't love those words.
I like to tell people that I'm the kind of writer that just needs to know what was wrong to know what I was missing to make it right.
Mm,
So it's like, oh, it gave me this. This is hot garbage. But now I know exactly where I'm going from here. It was like, oh, yeah, yeah, like it wasn't technically a terrible idea. Just wasn't my idea of where I would have gone
mm,
with it. And I'm like, oh, now I know where I would have gone with it, though, because I saw what you did and we're not doing that.
It's not good. No.
Yeah.
yeah. You actually, it's a really good way to have an idea, a way that you think that something should be blocked out. You figure out all of that stuff and you give it to it, and then you read it and you go, oh, I guess I didn't think of that when I was building. Ooh, that's awful. It's a really quick
But you
way to
get good
figure out.
surprises, and sometimes you get bad surprises.
Right.
Yeah,
But
I do
those,
love it when
yeah.
it's brilliant. I'm like, you read my mind. That's exactly where I would have went with this. We're going with this. Keep
Yeah,
going.
but sometimes it writes something that you intended, but because it was written out, you get to look at it and go, "Oh." those are the best moments for me, because I feel like I didn't waste any time. I feel like I put it down and I was like, "Oh, I can't block it that way. If I do this and this, oh man, that doesn't make any logical sense now." And it gives you a lot of perspective when you're reading. This is why I tell people, and we have a very, very big friggin' movement inside the FFA for you to validate what you have, y'all. If you are not validating what you have, you are actually not writing.
Oh man, the amount of times where I go through my editing phase and I'm like halfway through the book, it's like, first half, brilliant. Second half, how did we get here? What's happening? And it may or may not match the outline, but it makes no sense. I don't know what's going on. It's the right genre, but it's the wrong story.
It's the wrong story. It's the wrong story. Sometimes AI will just AI. It
Yeah.
just will. Oh, we are at an hour and 12 minutes. We are getting close, ladies and gentlemen, to probably the end of this session. What does this say here? Easy Peasy Book is a prompt system sequence. Yep. Once you go through it, all the parts of it, modify it, becomes a great time. Modifying it becomes a great time. Yep. And the only reason we teach the only reason we over and over and over and over again teach this, have it inside of the actual FFA, have it in the Accelerator, have standalone class about it, is because people, they understand the concept, but sometimes they just don't get this whole modifying it becomes a great time. They don't understand the modifying it part. They want you to give them everything. So what we do is we try to give you everything so that you can make everything you want. We try to give it to you like in a class and make you understand the concepts, the basic concepts. But it really is, if you are a person of creativity, which I would assume that you are because you're a writer, right? Then you should probably take this easy peasy concept to the next level. And we keep showing people this stuff over and over again so that they can make it their own. And as Alyssa said earlier, everybody does it different. Everybody does it different. I mean, she tried to get everybody to give her their version of the easy peasy book machine and nobody would give it to her. You know why? You know I know why I gave it to you?
I want to know why.
I'm pretty sure it's because everybody that the machine is their person is actually personal to them. And so they it's like the way I look at it is I'm like, I don't even know if my machine could even help you. You know what I mean? You know what I mean.
I promise you it will.
But you know what I mean.
I
I
do
mean,
know what you mean.
everybody is kind of like, this thing is so esoteric. How are you gonna even how's it gonna work for
It
you?
will spark ideas on how they can modify it.
I agree. But everybody, I'm telling you, that's got to be because nobody gave you nobody.
It's okay. I
Everybody
finally got
jump
one.
on
I just
Otello
Huh?
and get him to give it to us.
I know.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to pressure you next. I finally got one.
You
So
did get one?
yep, I just need to edit it. So
Alright,
it'll be up there this weekend.
I've got one that is sitting in one of my plot drive I've got one. I've got one, and it's a one-page thing that shows you all the prompts and stuff like that. But it just feels to me because we've been working with this so long, and we intuitively move from one really weird technical concept to the next with such ease inside of the FFA. I constantly forget that people can't just make prompts up like we do.
It
I
does
know
take
that
time.
I don't, and I'm like, why can't you? Why can't you just do this? But then I remember that's why we have the Accelerator, ladies and gentlemen. So if you do me a favor, if you go over to the futurefictionacademy.com, pick up the Accelerator in June, you're gonna come up with like 2 books in 90 days. It's real. This is what we do.
Well worth the money.
Well worth the money. And thank you, Dan, for that. And we're gonna pretty much Dan, look at you dropping it in right at the end. I love that. I love that. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, do me a favor. Click like, all of you 29 people. Help many more people find this broadcast, this live stream. And I appreciate you, Alyssa. I appreciate you, Lynn. And Dan, I especially appreciate you because you are learning, and it shows. I mean, the stuff you said today, the way you said it, the smiles you put on those ladies' faces has absolutely made my day. I am like I said to everyone yesterday, I'm going through a thing. Everyone in the FFA knows right now I'm going through a thing. I'm transitioning out of one job into this new world of online education and stuff like that. And in this transition, I felt so much apprehension. And I know for a fact that that's the same apprehension that a lot of people feel when they're getting ready to get into AI. It's that idea that everything's going to change, and I'm not going to be, and I'm worried that I'm not adequate enough for that. I know that at some point I will be able to thrive in this new world that I'm thrusting myself into, but I don't know how I'm going to thrive. And it's an apprehensive thing. I told my wife, and I've been telling my wife and people for years and years and years, the essence of consciousness is pattern recognition. You have the ability to recognize patterns, and those patterns stop you from getting killed. Hey, there's a tornado. I know from the last tornado I saw that it killed this thing, and so maybe I should stay away from that tornado. All these patterns start folding up on each other, and you achieve consciousness. Because we are pattern recognition beings, we do not like it when the pattern changes, said tornado. So what ends up happening is when the world changes in such a fast and really kinetic way, like this new world of AI, we have an opportunity to squash that apprehension, to squash that hindbrain thing that makes us go, run away. And we can embrace this new era of AI and creativity. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I really appreciate all of you. We appreciate you at the Future Fiction Academy. These people have been very wonderful today. Do click like, do click subscribe, do click on the links below. I don't have anything else. Do you, ladies? Actually, before we go, ladies, would you please give me some closing statements, Lynn? I will. Oh, no, Alyssa, I will start with you because I started with Lynn in the beginning. I'm going to start with you at the end.
Closing remarks is probably going to be give everything to the AI to get started if you're stuck. Because that's one of those things I hear a lot of what do I do if I'm stuck? Give it everything. Give it nothing. Tell it you're just stuck. Even if what you get isn't what you're looking for, you can tell it that's not it, and you just keep going, and eventually you'll find something. Because we're creatives, so something's gonna spark. You just have to keep searching for it. Don't give up.
Lynn?
That's really good. Yes. The thing is that you can ask the AI anything, and you can ask the AI how the AI wants to be prompted. You can ask it, how can I tell you to blah, blah, blah. And it will certainly do that. And I did that with the crease, and I've been sharing that in my classes. With one of the first things I did with Jay's co-writer, Plotbot, whatever we're calling it, is say, I'm having trouble when the work gets real long and it gets inconsistent. How can I work with the AI to overcome that? And it told me exactly. So,
and when
just
it works,
ask it.
and when it works, it works. And actually, most of the time when you ask the AI how to help you with an AI, it's usually got a pretty good insight in on how to
It does
work with an AI. I wonder why. Maybe because it's an AI. It's like, well,
I don't know, but also you can. I spend half my time arguing with it when it goes off the rails. Why did you do this? This happened in the last chapter. Why is it happening? And either it will show me my exact prompt where I told it to do what it's doing that I don't like, or it will apologize profusely and try to correct it.
Oh man. But my favorite is when it apologizes profusely and then gives you the same bad response.
Same thing.
And then you're just stuck in a loop.
There was something I was going to it's out of my head now. But yeah, it's stuck in a loop. Oh, so frustrating. And Dan, I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to you publishing your first novel. I know that this has been your thing. You've been working really hard to get to that point. And so hopefully, and what we said, we don't want you to publish those babies that you got right now. We want you to figure out something brand spanking new, publish that so that you can get it out of your system. You know what I mean?
Yep.
All right, Dan, you have any last words?
No, just that. I mean, just for those that are still intimidated by AI and whatever, just go with it. Because nothing is, it's not as intimidating as it seems to be. The world is your oyster, and you can do anything in it. Matter of fact, I mean, I spent almost a year developing a whole world, for this one novel that I'm, coming out with. So,
baby.
Yes. And that's my point exactly.
He birthed it.
Yes, I did.
And I'm telling you, it's incredibly difficult to publish your baby. You know what I mean? This is going to liberate so many people. They'll be able to so objectively look at the things that they are creating and be able to move on with it. Writer's block, a lot of the time, is writers writing themselves in the corners. They just do. It's just one of those things that we do. We don't even know we're doing it. And then we're in the corner and we're going, whoa, how the hell do I can't even turn around. How did I do this? How did I pave myself into a little box? And AI is great for going, maybe you have a chisel in your back pocket. Maybe you can chisel through that wall right over there. Just little ideas. And then you say, that's stupid. How could I have already chiseled myself through the thing? Wait a minute. And then you got an idea. We are creatives, y'all. I absolutely agree. We are creatives. This is what we do. This is what we do. And you will do it better with artificial intelligence. And the best way that you can learn how to do that is to click the link below. All right, now, finally, y'all may have noticed earlier that we have a new version of Digital Dreamer. I was feeling bored, so I made myself a cover of my own song. So you know what I'm saying? This is the world we live in. I can whimsically 5 minutes before a show change an entire song. I could make it into a film score so that it's in a digital age where the world is at our fingertips. I can do whatever I want because we live in the future. I know, because I'm 54 years old, and in the 80s, this was the future. And we have phones where you can actually see people's faces, walk around and talk to Lynn.
Yes.
Lynn. And look how wait a minute. Let's make it even better. Let's take my phone out of my case. Look how thin that is.
But we
I
loved our
grew
big
up with the
phones.
phone on a table, the black phone on a table.
I remember the first mobile phone we got was a box this big that you could bring into the car with you, and it had a cord from oh my gosh. And the way they're talking right now is they said between 2025, lots of these AI guys said between 2025 and 2035, it will be like 100 years worth of advanced technology is going to happen because of all of these innovations with artificial intelligence. Super intelligence.
I don't doubt that at all. I mean, my IT career started with a computer taking up a huge room.
Man, that was back in the days when they called women computers and stuff. Remember that?
Yeah.
I'm like, I remember seeing the movie with the black women who worked at NASA.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
they called them computer. They called them computers. I'm like, oh, we have come so far, y'all. I mean, this thing right here they would lose their mind. They wouldn't know what this is. Yeah, in the 60s, they would be like, this isn't a real thing. Even in the science fiction, they didn't even talk about things like this. I mean, it's just, even in Star Trek, they had big tablets, huge tablets.
Well, Dick Tracy had the wristwatch.
Yeah, that was really ahead of its time. I mean, and we now have those. We have them.
I'm still waiting for instantaneous travel.
Yeah, that's what I want.
There was this essay by Sam Altman this week where he talks about one day we'll be talking about advanced material sciences that the AI has figured out, and the next day we'll have these semiconductors that literally help us with superfluids and things like that to make energy beyond what we ever thought of. We'll be thinking about it'll even figure out anti-gravity and the sky's the limit once you start giving an AI freedom to really come up with new concepts and ideas. Is like, well, here's all the knowledge. Why haven't y'all ever thought of these things together? Really weird things, How about cornmeal and mercury? You never thought of putting those together?
Hearing you say them like that is such an AI answer, and no, we're not doing that.
Right? No,
I'm
we're
part
not.
of the problem.
Right? And you're like, no, we're not doing that. And you're like, and it's like, well, since it's never been tried before, why don't we try it? And then you try it, and all of a sudden, anti-gravity. You know what I mean? Just
I
stupid
would be
stuff.
so mad.
I know, but it's stupid stuff like that we're going to be ushered into over the next few years. This super intelligence thing is actually a thing where it could actually figure out cancer. It could actually figure out space travel or superluminal travel or something.
Well, and I was watching a thing on
and
Microsoft.
then this will have to be it. But go ahead.
Yeah, Microsoft came up with a new model that actually turns off parts that it's not using in its neural network.
Jeez.
Exactly like a human brain does.
Oh my God.
I don't know how I feel about that. I
Like
mean, like, that's cool, but I don't know how I feel about that.
Like dreams. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, and I understand why people are so scared. I am deeply involved in this industry, and it overwhelms me sometimes. Anybody else? Because this 03 getting dropped down to nothing price, that's crazy to me.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And all of these advances, and you know what's coming. You know that since they dropped all these prices, we all know what's coming, y'all. It's time. It's time for the coming of Chat GPT 5.
Nah, they're not going to name it 5. They're going to do something with the weird naming scheme.
No, this is it.
You don't think so?
Are you sure they're going to name it 5? Because I'm pretty sure
I have had my
4.1. We're going to just jump to a whole new name.
I've had my ear to the ground, y'all. I've had my ear to the ground, and I'm telling you, they're going to drop that 5.0, y'all. And it's going to...
I'll buy you a drink in Vegas if T2 comes out with 5.0.
Girl, you about to spend $25 on a drink. Because it's going to be an expensive one. I'm going to enjoy that drink in front of you. I'm not.
Oh, it's going to be an expensive model. Just, I don't trust their naming because...
I'm telling you.
Yeah, their naming is weird.
I think they're going to call it 5, and I think that that's what all of this is about. They're clearing the slate. They're making sure that everything is cheap enough because they know they've gotten the inference up to speed on the 03 models, and they used all of those to create different types of synthetic data and all kinds of stuff to feed into what is ultimately going to be called ChatGPT 5. It's just gonna.
Okay.
I mean, I'm
just be happy if it starts with GPT. As long as it's GPT, I'll be happy because I mean them and their numbering conventions.
That's the only thing we can count on.
I have to say,
maybe because they also did the O models, which
this 03 and this 04 and this 4.0 thing is really bad. It's real bad. It's when you're looking for models and you're in the OpenAI tab in Plot Drive, are you going? Okay.
Yeah, it confuses the hell out of me.
All right, that was the last thing, y'all. Now we are going to play a little music, and you get to watch us either dance around or not dance around, because I'm not gonna put that on anybody to have to do it, but I am definitely going to cut.
In this digital age, where the world is at our fingertips, we're dreamers, we're believers.
I appreciate all of you. We are the Future Fiction Academy. We have tons and tons and tons of stuff right over at the Academy. That's the futurefictionacademy.com. Come on over. Get tons of classes. Get in the June Accelerator. And we will see you in class.